Good evening. I'd like to call to order the City of Haslett's Capital Improvements Advisory Committee meeting. Today's date is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025, and the time is 6:30 p.m. Agenda item number one is to make sure we have a quorum present, which we do, and we have not received any citizen participation comment cards, right? Okay, thank you. Next item on our agenda is our consent agenda for the meeting minutes from our last regular meeting, which occurred on January 28th. Any discussion on our minutes from our prior meeting? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as submitted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Moving on, agenda item 4, discuss, consider, and act regarding the recommendation to the City Council regarding the Haslet Capital Improvements Advisory Committee Water and Sewer Impact Fee Biannual Report for fiscal year 25 and 26. And we will begin with a presentation from outline from Roman on what's included in that letter.
Yes, sir. Chairman, committee members, this is a standard biannual item that we present to you. Essentially, it's just a standard summary of building activity related to issuance of building permits and collection of appropriate impact fees. Pretty same thing that we present to you every 6 months. You have 4 exhibits included in the report. First one, supporting documents. It's 3 pages of list of all the building permits that have been collected for residential and non-residential developments. Followed by supporting document which shows a summary where we stand to date with actual collection of impact fees versus what was projected in your last impact fee study for water and sewer. As you can see, you were in 10% on the water collection and within about 17% on the sewer collection. I think this presentation is separate. This is what was included in the actual packets. PDF, there should be a PDF link.
Yeah, there was a presentation we were going to consider seeing tonight, but we're going to hold on that.
This is basically our standard communication to you, reminding you of what the purpose of this report is, and what's the required action. You can skip through that. This is the supporting document with all the building permits that has been issued and impact fees have been collected for accordingly for water and sewer, for residential and non-residential. This is the summary. Part of you as a CIC committee, you should be present with the actual data versus what was projected per the latest studies. And just like I said, you're within about 10 and 17% in those projections. But we have been working on a new update study, and the draft is complete, and we are ready to present it. And we do understand that it's going to take a healthy amount of time to go through the full presentation of those new study results. And we want to make sure that all of you have time to get familiar with those preliminary study results. So today, upon conclusion of this report, I will give you a handout of those preliminary study results so you can get a little bit better familiar with it. So when I come back to you next month and do the full presentation, you'll be ready to ask me all kind of questions.
Yeah, be prepared probably, right?
Do my best.
So, Roman, does this reflect in the variance year to date, where we're seeing the negative number there, does that reflect a lower than anticipated housing starts, or is there any underlying answers to why the negative variance?
Basically, this is a very general guideline as far as how many houses it was anticipated or projected almost 7 years ago you were to have,
Yep.
and how many you actually have. It was projected that you would have almost 2,000 new building permits, 1996, and you so far have collected 1,807, so that's what that says. And on the sewer side, actual is actually a little lower than the projected that was.
Okay.
And once again, this is all based on projections, and engineers will do our best, and planners will do our best to project what the growth would be like within the projected study period, which is usually 10 years outlook. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball, and with economists all over the place, it's pretty tough to be very accurate, but as you can see, the projections that you are following right now are operating under that, somewhat in line. When it comes to actual growth that was expected to happen in the city of Haslett. So that
I'm
was-
sorry, what did you,
sorry.
okay, give me that. You said, all right, so the estimated was from when? I mean, these are just, that's just a linear number, 285.6, and I can't read them.
Year plan.
Water.
Correct, yes. There was two separate studies done. There was a study done for essentially.
With the
for
water, James.
The water system needs.
Yeah, same thing, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So the study that was done for water infrastructure needs and corresponding growth that was expected to happen was done in 2018.
2018, okay.
They projected that on average, there would be approximately 258
Yeah.
building permits issued.
I got it. I got it.
And the sewer was done or updated, amended in 2021. And it projected that there will be about 286 new units of building permits issued every year. And the purpose of
Basically,
this.
growth came faster than they anticipated, is what it was.
The purpose of this reporting is to help you as a committee to make a decision whether or not the study needs to be amended. The projections as far as the growth goes, as you can see, they're somewhat in line, but the recapture of costs and actual costs associated with the infrastructure needs have risen dramatically. Nothing like what those studies project or called for. And that is the main trigger for us doing and updating those studies, reevaluating those infrastructure needs and making sure that appropriate ones are constructed so no monies are wasted. And they're done as necessary to support remaining growth.
So Roman, if we delay looking at the report that was just completed this week, if it does reflect that our fee structure should be amended, are we compromising any of our projects that we know we need to fund in the near term by delaying looking at that report?
No, it will not. Because even the projects that have been already completed, but had capacity built into them for future growth, still would be appropriate in calculating the new impact fee. And also calculating the impact fee, working with you as a committee on finalizing the study, and then taking it to council for further action, such as public hearing that it requires, and their consent to approve it, and essentially implement a new fee. It's a multi-month process that will still happen, follow after you all after you all feel comfortable with the results in the study that I'll present to you next month.
Okay, thank you, Roman.
Third document, supporting document, this is a summary of the impact fee fund operations. Essentially, it shows the standing of the water and sewer impact fees. They're broken down by category as of the beginning of the reporting period, which was October 1st, 2024. And it basically shows you that as of March 31st, ending balance of water impact fees was approximately $3.1 million. Sewer impact fee is $1.5 million for a total of $4.6 million. So essentially, there's $4.6 million in the water and sewer collection fund, and those funds can only be appropriated or used towards impact fee eligible projects as determined by prior studies or amended studies.
Yep.
And leading into that, I have included a draft document of new impact fee projects that we will closely discuss, which would be the next page. Supporting document for the final documents. It's a long list of new capital improvement, sewer and water improvement projects. And this is more of a placeholder. I do ask for you to not get hung up on all these numbers. Some of them have been changed and revised since this was published. This is more of just a placeholder. There's a whole study behind this, and we will dive into it next month, one by one.
Yeah. Are there any of those upsizing projects that need to be prioritized because of underserved areas within our community?
Yes, sir. As you can see, there's an estimated completion column at the very far right. That essentially shows the importance of which of these projects should be done sooner than the other ones, or the other ones. And essentially, they're prioritized in the importance of the infrastructure needs.
Okay. And that's been updated based on your most recent study?
Correct, yes.
Thank you.
The list of projects is still as shown, but the eligible costs amounts have slightly changed. So we'll discuss that. That's all based on utilization of when we're to go, for example, replace an existing undersized 12-inch sewer line with a 24-inch. Well, out of the entire cost for that new 24-inch, only a portion would be eligible for recoupment via the impact fees, which is going to be only attributed for available capacity in that new line for future growth. So whatever's already taken up, you can't go back and double dip on that. So we go through that process by utilizing our water and sewer models, by deviating this new sewer water line will have certain capacity already utilized by existing or development that already occurred. There's going to be, and the remaining capacity is going to be there available for future development, which could be utilized and can be utilized in calculation of this new impact fee.
And were the estimates updated? We had talked about making sure we're using current or future cost of labor, current or future cost of materials. Have we reflected changes to the estimates based on that? Or
We have inflated the cost as shown in our column. The total cost of the project, that is inflated cost of the project at time of construction.
Okay.
And it also includes interest to be paid on bonds that are taken out to pay for these improvements.
Okay.
There's a slew of assumptions that are taken into account when those numbers are tiled up, deviated based on utilization. Once again, please don't get hung up on numbers on that sheet. We will provide you with an updated one with the corresponding presentation of study results, which I have handouts over here in my hand right now. I'm going to go ahead and pass them out if that's okay.
That would be great. Thank you.
To all of you.
Thank you, sir.
So as the last supporting document to the report is essentially a suggested recommendation letter from you as a committee to City Council, essentially saying we have reviewed this report for the prior 6 months and that we recommend approval of this report as required by state law, and you recommend city of Haslett to utilize available impact fee funds for the eligible impact fee projects. Some of them are under construction or about to let construction.
So, Roman, before I call for a motion, the report that you provided us, so since that was just completed this week, you and I discussed, whether it would be appropriate for us to have time to look over this before you did your formal presentation on it. Are you recommending we do that presentation at our next regularly scheduled meeting, which wouldn't be till November? Or would you like a special session to have the opportunity to present that to us?
Ultimately, it's up to you. I know there is an urgency to adopt a new impact fee study and corresponding impact fees itself, the schedule. It's probably going to be best if we have it sooner than the
Okay. So could we add that to our August agenda, meeting agenda, to have an opportunity to review the report?
Part of the regular meeting?
As a special session for the CIAC? Yes. Yes. And we need about 30 minutes for that presentation, right? And probably another 15 minutes of discussion?
Probably, yes.
Okay. So plan around 45 minutes for that.
What I just handed out, that's just a presentation of those preliminary results. It's not an actual study, not a report. Try to summarize the results in that presentation for you. Try to keep it short, compact.
Okay.
Simple.
Thank you, Roman. So is there a motion to approve or amend the recommended letter to the city council?
I'll make a motion, recommend to the city council that the impact fee fund balance be used towards eligible recommended projects on the draft 10-year CPC letter dated July 24th, 2025.
And there's a motion to approve the letter as written. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion been seconded. We'll vote. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. That, we will adjourn the CIAC, and the time is 47 on your clock? Thank you. All right, we'll just need a couple of minutes to get reset for our Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, and then we will get started.